Inside a panic attack, how your brain tricks you into fear mode. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Zachy here. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on something that messes with millions of people's lives, often without warning: panic attacks. Maybe you've been hit by one out of the blue, or maybe someone close to you has, and it left you wondering, what is happening in their brain right now? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're going to walk through what a panic attack actually is, why it feels so overwhelming, and most importantly, what's really going on inside your brain when the alarm bells start ringing. No jargon, no judgment, just real talk, brain science made simple, and maybe even a laugh or two. Let's get into it. So, let's start at the beginning. What exactly is a panic attack? Picture this. Your brain suddenly slams its hand down on a giant red emergency button. Sirens blare. Lights flash. Your body scrambles into survival mode. But here's the twist. There's no actual danger. You're not being chased. There's no fire. You're just sitting at work or walking through a grocery store or trying to fall asleep. And suddenly, you feel like you're going to faint, throw up, or die. Your heart is racing. Your hands are shaking. You can't breathe. It's a full-on physiological storm. But here's the truth. Even though it feels terrifying, it's not actually dangerous. A panic attack won't hurt you. It's your body reacting to a false alarm. Now, let's get into the brain science behind it. But don't worry, I'll keep it simple and even kind of fun. So, the star of the panic show is this tiny almond-shaped part of your brain called the amygdala. It's like your internal security guard. Its job is to detect threats and keep you safe. But sometimes it overreacts. Way overreacts. Like, imagine if every time your toaster popped up, your fire alarm screamed. That's kind of what the amygdala does during a panic attack. It misreads a small internal sensation or thought as a life-threatening emergency. Then, it sends a distress signal to your hypothalamus, another key brain structure, which flips the switch on your entire nervous system. In seconds, your body floods with adrenaline, speeds up your heartbeat, and prepares to fight or run, even though there's nothing there. But hold on, why would our brains do this to us? Aren't they supposed to be smarter than that? Well, technically they are. Panic is your brain trying to protect you. This fear response evolved to keep us safe from actual threats. Saber-toothed tigers, cliffs, rival cavemen. It's just that modern life doesn't involve much of that anymore. Now, our threats are things like public speaking, crowded subways, or getting a weird feeling in our chest. And your brain, it can't always tell the difference. So if you've been stressed out or you've had trauma, or you're just genetically wired to be extra alert, your brain might throw the panic switch even when there's no real reason. It's trying to help, but ends up making you feel trapped in your own body. Once you've had a panic attack, your brain starts connecting the dots, even if the dots don't make any sense. Say you had one in a movie theater. Your brain might start thinking movie theaters equals danger. Or if you notice your heart racing during one, you might start fearing that sensation, which only makes you notice it more. It becomes this loop where the fear of panic actually causes more panic. It's like your brain sets itself on fire, trying to stop a fire that doesn't exist. The worst part? You can't logic your way out of it, not in the moment. That's because during panic, the part of your brain that handles logic and reason, called the prefrontal cortex, basically goes offline. Your survival brain takes over. That's why even when you know you're safe, it still feels like you're not. But here's where things get hopeful. Because even though panic feels out of control, there are things you can do to take some of that control back. Let's start with something simple but powerful. Breathing. When you slow your breathing down, like deep, slow inhales to the nose, long exhales to the mouth, you actually trick your brain into thinking, we're safe. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the one that calms everything down. Next up, grounding techniques. One of my favorites is the 5-4-3-2-1 method. It brings you back to the present moment using your senses. Find 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. It sounds simple, but it works because it shifts your focus away from fear and into the now. And then there's therapy, especially cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT. This is where the real magic happens. CBT helps you spot those unhelpful thought patterns that fuel your panic and challenge them head on. Over time, you can literally retrain your brain not to panic. For some people, medication also plays a key role. It's not about numbing your emotions or turning you into a robot. It's about helping your brain regulate itself enough to learn healthier responses. There's no shame in getting support, whether that's through therapy, medication, mindfulness, or a combination. Everyone's journey looks different. So here's the bottom line. Panic is not a sign that you're broken. It's not weakness. It's your brain trying, albeit in a clumsy, misguided way, to keep you alive. The more you understand what's going on up there, the less scary it becomes. And when it's less scary, it loses some of its power over you. You're not crazy. You're not out of control. You're just a human with a really sensitive alarm system, and that alarm can be reset. So now I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a panic attack? What did it feel like? What helped you get through it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and your story might help someone else feel a little less alone. And hey, if this video helped you understand yourself a bit more or even just made you feel seen, give a like and share it with a friend who could use it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel at Zakaprat. We got a ton more content coming your way about mental health, emotions, and how to survive being human. So wherever you are, however you're feeling, know this. You're not alone, you're not broken, and you've got more strength than you think. Keep breathing, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one.